Hey there! Before this video begins, I want you to look at your orbs and decide right here and now that you will spend at least half of what you got on this banner, as that's simply how good the poll selection rates as well as units truly are. If you are still, however, not convinced, let's take a look at the rates first. As you can see, unlike standard 6%, this time we have an 8% banner, which hopefully will provide you with less chances of actually getting shafted. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's acknowledge that it's a 7-step banner, which means that we are only guaranteed one 5-star featured character. However, the boosted rates should still be sufficient enough to obtain plenty of amazing units along the way. Speaking of units, let's see who is worth your time and resources as well as why. First of all, we have poor units and super poor units. Particular characters are overall exceptionally valuable assets to have on any account, as they allow you to effortlessly obtain one of the hardest resources that requires immense amount of grinding without said port units, which is link slot potions. In particular banner, we are lucky enough to get 6 port characters, 2 tech, 1 power, 2 mind, as well as 1 heart, which means that if you are a new player and get lucky enough, chances are you can walk away with almost complete set of port units from a single banner and get carried in any lobby. When it comes to units outside of farming capabilities, they can bring some nice utility for other areas of the game as well. First of which would be Toshiro. As a poor unit, Toshiro can also provide droplet drop boost and debuff effect on his soul bomb for extra nuking potential. Paired with Debilitator and Guard Break, he will prove to be quite a nice unit to have in any roster. Just like Toshiro, Isana provides a droplet boost drop rate and Debilitator. However, unlike him, she allows her teammates to deal extra 20% damage just by being on the same team. The only restriction to particular ability, however, is that said teammates must be heart attribute as well. With extra heal built into her kit, Isana could be a nice healer to have within a hand's reach if you ever require a certain safety net to fall back onto, in places such as guild quests, especially as a new player. Ino is the least impressive pole unit that is available within the banner, however, she can still offer a multi-barrier and some health recovery as well as a nice dot burn damage with extra debilitator on top. Grimjo is one of the 3 available super pole units that also hits like a truck with Frenzy Plus 2 as well as additional damage boost of 20% for every Aranka ally to any enemy under debuff. With added weakening on top within his entire kit, he is sure to be exceptional in every area of the game. Momo is a boosted normal attack damage dealer who provides not only super link slot potions, but also a slow status effect, which is a pretty rare debuff. However, just like any Nat character, she won't be super useful in other areas of the game, besides auto-farming due to slower clearing speed capabilities, unlike units that rely on strong attacks to deal damage. Lastly, Nell is the third and final super link slot pod boosting unit that has Drain within her entire kit as well as Debilitator, which provides her a stable source of healing with addition of extra 20% damage boost to those enemies that are affected by Drain. She hits hard and is a pretty fun character to play around with. Now that we're halfway through the banner, let's talk about other category of characters which are available. Those would be guild quest oriented units. First of which is Aizen, who is a very helpful side character that provides a substantial damage boost to both himself with extra 50% from killer effect and 30% from his Nat string, as well as his teammates with 20% Soul Reaper normal attack power-up. Even if you are someone that has no interest in guild quests, it's always a nice thing to have 30% Nat link at your disposal. Rukia is a very unique and interesting character, as she possesses the buff reversal, which allows her to counter any enemy effortlessly. On top of being a booster with enhancer and booster innate skills at her disposal, she could be exceptionally good on Arrancar week of Guild Quest. Finally, Ulquiorra is the last of the 3 Guild Quest specialized units and provides Drain, defense weaken debuff on his Soul Bomb, as well as status alignment attack boost of 80%, which coupled on top of extra 80% damage boost from Killer and his Nat String, damage boost makes him a very desirable character to have for a Spada week of Guild Quest. Although all of the previously mentioned units are great in their own way, the next 3 characters are surely a grade above, due to their overall utility, damage, and just overall fun of playing as them. First of which is Lisa, who is slightly overshadowed by 7th Anniversary Ichigo, however is one of the best units nonetheless, due to having a different killer. Having double status alignment of every skill, which are Paralyze and Lacerate, coupled with Debilitator and increased debuff chance, makes her quite a crowd control monster. With addition of 80% damage boost on debuffed enemies, it's no surprise why Lisa is still at the top of power scaling battle. Just like Lisa, Ichigo has quite a few tricks up his sleeve, which keeps him in the top 5 best characters of the entire game, those being Shed Complete Immunity skill, Bombardment, Debilitator, Sharpshooter, as well as an extra 80% damage boost on any debuffed enemy. That is on top of already having 2 of the best killers and double status alignment on every skill. Need I say more? Finally, we have a contender for the strongest character in the entire game, the only unit that can potentially be argued to be better than 1000 Year Blood Warp, Ao Yamamoto and Hard Ichigo. To start, Uru has +2 Frenzy, Gauge Effect, as well as a team damage boost of 20% for speed units. Having also Guard Break and hit hidden enemies makes Uru a comfort character unlike any other. Not to mention him having 2 of the strongest debuffs within his kit, those being Drain and Weaken, allowing him to be self-sufficient and clear any content alone without the help of others. So, hopefully now you understand why particular banner is worth going deep into. However, don't go too deep. Remember, end of month banner is right around the corner, so be wise and know when to pull out. I wish you luck on your summoning endeavors, and I'll catch you on the flip side.